Hello, and welcome to Step 2, Improving Together training. In this training, you will learn about Lean, the underpinning approach for improvement at UH&M, and be introduced to some key tools to support you playing your part. We will cover PDSA, standard work, and status exchange. At the end, we'll show you how to find more information and access the templates you need to get started. Lean is a way of thinking and working that was developed originally in Japan in the 1950s at the car manufacturer Toyota. Applying this approach to how they built their cars grew the company into a global leader in manufacturing. Over the following years, other industries adopted this way of working to improve their processes and productivity. And in the last 15 years, evidence has grown that applying this to healthcare organisations is equally successful. NHS Impact, the single improvement approach for the NHS, provides a structure for lean working in the NHS in England. Lean is a mindset and method that helps us improve the way we work by focusing on what really matters to patients and removing the things that don't. At UH&M, lean thinking is central to our Improving Together approach. Fundamentally, it's about adding value for our patients. This is the connection between lean and the principles of an improvement culture that we shared in Step 1. Lean itself has 5 principles. These are value. Understand what matters most to our patients. This is what we define as value. Everything we do should contribute to delivering safe, effective, timely care that meets patients' needs. Value stream. Understanding the steps involved in delivering care from start to finish by mapping them out. This helps us to see the full process, identify waste, which we describe as anything that does not add value to the patient or customer or delays the process in some way, and focus on improving the flow of value to the patient. Flow. Once waste is identified, it can be removed. Work should flow smoothly from one step to the next without unnecessary waiting, duplication or rework. Creating flow improves efficiency and reduces frustration for both patients and staff. Pull. This is about the needs of patients driving the process. We aim to provide services just in time, based on real demand, rather than pushing work through the system regardless of whether it's needed. And finally, perfection. Lean is a journey, not a one-time fix. We aim for continuous improvement, learning every day, involving staff in solving problems, and always asking, how can we do this better? I keep talking about waste, but what does that mean? It's not about bags of rubbish, but about identifying the things that stop us providing the best joined up care for all. It's the stuff that gets in the way, slows us down and makes us less efficient. Broadly, these wastes fall into 8 categories. We remember them by using the word downtime. D. Defects, mistakes, rework, missing information. O. Overproduction, doing more than is needed, sooner than is needed. W. Waiting, delays for people, equipment, information or decisions. N. Not using staff potential, missing out on ideas, skills and input from our people. Transport, unnecessary movement of patients, samples or equipment. I. Inventory, excess stock, supplies or information that adds clutter or confusion. M. Motion, unnecessary steps taken by staff due to poor layout or organisation. And finally, E. Extra processing, duplicated checks, paperwork or procedures that don't add value. Think about the work you do every day. What wastes can you think of? How do you think they could be removed? By recognising and removing these wastes, we can unlock time, energy and resources and redirect them towards what matters most: patients, families and each other. The first tool we'd like to share is PDSA, Plan, Do, Study, Act. This tool supports the principles of improvement by embracing scientific thinking, using a specific tool, helping us to learn as we continuously improve. Scientific thinking requires us to properly understand the problem before seeking to do something about it, and then make sure we understand the impact of our actions and learning they bring. Einstein said, "If I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about it and 5 minutes doing something." We can use scientific thinking individually and as a team for simple and complex problems. PDSA gives us a 4-step structure to solve our problems using a scientific approach rather than simply throwing ideas at an issue. We use PDSA for day-to-day issues, simpler problems, or the smaller steps in solving bigger ones. Plan, understand the problem and what's causing it. Do, identify what one action you are going to test. Study, once we've done something, we need to understand if it worked, or were there unintended consequences? Can it be developed, scaled, spread, or shared? Act. What are our next steps? Do we adjust and test again, or try something different? How could it be even better? And then we can go around the cycle again. You can track and monitor improvements using the PDSA cycle template. This helps you to capture the actions, outcomes and learning at each stage, so you can share and spread this to your colleagues, other teams and the wider trust. But how do we do differently? A key step in continuous improvement is to understand and manage variation. Several people may complete a task that delivers the same outcome but to different standards and by different ways, each of which will have different risks or obstacles. But how can we improve when everyone does things differently? The improvement tool we use here is standard work. It supports the improvement principles by helping us to focus on process, not people, reducing variation and assuring quality at source. There are 4 simple steps to using it. Step 1. Get a group of people who routinely do the task to agree the best, fastest, safest way to achieve the outcome. They describe the process to be followed to complete that task. Step 2. Write down the process in an easy, step-by-step instructions. A good tip is to use pictures, which really help with understanding. Step 3. Test it out, check it works, and then use this to train all other colleagues to complete that task in the same way. Step 4. Have the standard work available in the location the task is completed. It should always be easily available for reference. Use this as your baseline from which you can improve. We try to standardise processes to get predictable outcomes, but how can we standardise clinical work when every patient is individual? The actions we take, whether this is regarding to treating a patient or solving a non-clinical problem, may be situation dependent. In delivering this action or providing this treatment, there will be a number of tasks to be completed. It is at this task level we can standardise. Each task should be done in a repeatable way. This ensures that quality is built in at source, delivers more predictable outcomes, provides a framework for training and a solid foundation for future improvement. Where actions or treatments use common sets of tasks, these too can be standardised, but there remains the flexibility to adapt the situation you faced, allowing clinical or professional judgment as needed. But it's not all about processes. How do we improve the way we communicate and share information that is critical to how we deliver care for our patients? Do you get asked about the same issue repeatedly? Do you walk away from a conversation or a meeting not hearing the information you needed? Or meetings or conversations sprung on you, do you have the relevant information to hand? Do you feel supported to explore and develop your own ideas? Status Exchange is the tool that could help you. Status Exchange allows you to exchange information on the status of the business. It's a set of concise, pre-planned questions agreed by all the participants, so everyone gets what they need from the conversation. When you know what you're going to be asked, you can prepare appropriately. Status Exchange is held at a set day or time and a place and at a frequency appropriate to the topic. This may be daily, weekly or monthly and should take between 10 and 30 minutes. Working this way helps to ensure you get the information you need to make informed, proactive decisions and gives you the space to raise issues and explore options together. Status Exchange can be used to improve handovers, huddles, check-in or check-out meetings, one-to-ones or one-to-many. It's a really simple way for improving together. For more information on the tools we've introduced today and to download templates to get started, head over to the Trust intranet. Click A to Z of Services, I for Improving Together, and the box for Improving Together Tools. For help, support and coaching on the use of these tools, contact the Continuous Improvement Academy team by emailing us improving.together@uhnm.nhs.uk. Thanks for listening.